mover is conceding that he's claiming the motion that the deputy president falsely threatened to file the petition cannot pass muster. Yours truly, my lords, then suggests to him that to the extent that you say that he has not presented the allegation to the JSC as at 26th September 2024, that allegation is not true. Is it? The motion mover says, we are in agreement, counsel. The motion mover concedes that the ground on which his motion is founded, ground 4, cannot be substantiated. With this Hansard before them, members of the Senate voted to approve this ground. Can it be said that in view of this concession by the motion mover, that ground had been substantiated, that it passed the threshold? The third aspect I want my lords to reflect on when you retire, you can answer this question either way. Some of us enjoy reading these judgments either way. But I want direct answers to these questions. A judge has had a case and delivered a judgment and become functus officio. Can a verbal criticism of the manner in which that judge conducted herself in that case constitute a violation of the decisional independence of the judge? That's what the ground said. It said gross violation of Article 161 of the Constitution on the institutional and decisional independence of judges. Can a verbal criticism of a judge, because of a decision she has already rendered and become functus officio, amount to a threat to the decisional independence of that judge? Which decision? She has already rendered the decision. I submit to my lords that it is actually good democratic practice to subject judicial decisions to heightened scrutiny. It is good practice. It grows judicial accountability. And therefore, what the Senate did by approving this ground was a clawback on an important democratic practice of enhancing judicial accountability. The two grounds that I want to do simultaneously are grounds 5 and 6, because they suffer the same fate of inadequacy. Grounds 5 and 6. Ground 5, and both of them were approved. So I've already dealt with one that was approved. I'm dealing with two others. Then I'll deal with two others to finish the 5 that were approved. Ground 5 accused the Deputy President of gross violation of Articles 3.1 and 148.5a of the Constitution and fidelity to the oath of office and allegiance. Then ground 6 provided that the Deputy President, that there were serious reasons to believe that the Deputy President had committed a crime under sections 13(1)(a) and 62 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act. Those were the two grounds. So, a ground must be supported by particulars. That's what the Supreme Court has said. Then the particulars must be substantiated. Now, when you look at the motion, ground 5 had no particulars of its own. Ground 6 had no particulars of its own. Instead, what the drafter of this motion, in his drafting wisdom, did was to say the grounds in support of ground 5 the particulars in support of ground 5 are the particulars in grounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's what he said. Similarly, in respect of ground 6, the drafter didn't supply particulars. Instead, he said the particulars in support of ground 6 are the grounds set out in the particulars set out in grounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. My lords, as experienced jurists, you know better than I do that particulars are the specific acts or omissions constituting the wrongdoing. The specific acts or omissions constituting the wrongdoing. The National Assembly went to the Senate and said, we are charging the Deputy President in the ground 5 and ground 6 because of the